Welcome to tutorial 3 for our JA Titan simulation, and this is where we're going to talk about research and development. So at the top of my screen, I'm going to click on the Research and Development tab, and it brings me in to the R&D portion of the game. I want you to notice right here, it says Research and Development Budget, $365,000, and then below that are the expenses, $15,000, and then cash available, $350,000. So that's how I know if I'm within budget for this particular tab. Along the right, it shows me my report, which is where I am now, shows me my labs, so what labs I'm building, so on and so forth, my production levels, and then it shows my features. So I'm going to go back to report, and here I can see that my department expenses are at 0. So I've got quite a bit of money available to me. And I'm not currently researching any of these features. So that is something I'm going to want to do. And then you can see your top companies again on the left. You can see where you rank with any live companies at the moment. Now, in the beginning of the game, I'm going to build a lab, and that's going to cost me $100,000. So that's going to deduct from my budget. So now I only have $250,000 available, so I need to keep my budget under control. And then I can also decide how many research teams I want. So if I want to go with 4, it's going to cost me $20,000. So I need to keep that in mind, but that's going to give me the capability of researching more things. So I'm going to leave that at 4 to start with, and I'm watching my budget. I'm not over budget yet, and now I'm going to go into features. So with features, I need to determine what features do I want to research for quarter 1. So which ones do I want to start ramping up first? Remember, I don't have any data yet from marketing and sales, so my marketing teams haven't yet told me what features are important to my customers. So I'm really kind of going blind here and guessing, but I do know that antenna tends to be one of the ones that is requested frequently. And what you'll see here, when I clicked on antenna, it shows the different generations here in green of the different antenna levels. So where this becomes more important is when you play the longer simulation games, you want to go higher in the generations depending on what the market research says your customers want. On the right-hand side of the screen, I can see team allocation 0%. So right now I have 0 of 4 teams allocated to researching new features. So what this means is research and development department has 4 teams, and right now they're sitting on their butts doing nothing. So I need to give them some work. So if I want to research antenna, I'm going to click and add a team here, and notice my research cost went up, and notice it says done in 3 quarters. Well, that's not good enough for me. I'm going to put 3 teams on here because I want that done in the next quarter. I want to be able to launch that new antenna right away. And maybe my next one might be camera. So I'm going to guess that the camera is an important feature. So I'm going to click on camera, and now I have 100% of my teams allocated. I can't add any more. So what I'm going to do here is just go up and look at my budget. So my R&D budget set for $365,000, but I'm only spending $140,000. So I can do a couple of things. I can lower my budget for R&D, in which case I can use that money elsewhere, or I can go back to my labs. I can build another lab. So maybe this will give me an additional 5 teams. I can also increase my production to 5 teams, which will cost $25,000. So in this case, I'll do that because I've got lots of money left over, and I'm also going to build another lab. So if I go back to features, I added another team. So again, I can put that under my camera. Now I can do 2, and my camera will be ready in 2 quarters. So that is our research and development tab. So I still have money left over, $115,000. So I can lower my R&D budget. So now you can see I'm really close to that 0 mark at $26,000. So I've got more money that I can spend elsewhere, so that when I'm making those further decisions, I can determine where that money goes, or I can reduce my budget, which will reduce my spending.